What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time seeing me, I'm so sorry that you're seeing me without makeup on, but I wanted to do a get ready with me, but also like catch you guys up on my quarterly reset. I saw Jenna Hong do this. If you guys don't follow her channel, definitely check it out. I love her channel. She's one of my favorites, but she actually did her like mid-year catch up as a get ready with me, and I thought that was just like a neat idea to just like chat about things, especially because I used to do monthly resets a lot, but I feel like I stopped doing them because it just felt so repetitive and I got so tired. So this is a fun way to just catch up. In general, in my life, I started doing quarterly resets anyway because I feel like I function better on like a quarterly cycle than month to month. So it's a fun way to catch you guys up. I'm doing my makeup, I need to get ready. So to me, a full face. I'm not obviously a makeup person, but bear with me. I'm also gonna be using my camera screen off to the side, so we're gonna see how this goes. It's gonna be a fun time, and yes, let's start. I did already put my primer. I used the Milk. This is the Hydro Primer. I already put this on. So I am gonna go in with my foundation. This is the NARS Sheer Glow. I love this foundation, but I did realize that like Sephora's don't have it out as much anymore. I had to buy like my replacement online, so this is like my go-to foundation. So I'm a little sad if they start like phasing it out. I usually put it on a sponge, but yeah, this is my favorite foundation. I just feel like, again, if you put like a little bit, it'll be like a nice coverage. If you want to like build it up, you can. It's just so nice. I do say I feel like it's not my color right now because I feel like summer has been summering, which is something that I do want to chat about. Let's do a recap. The last few months have been pretty good. My last reset was like I do like the quarters, like I said. So it's like the first one was January, February, March, and this one was April, May, June. I will say these last few months have been very fun. I've been doing more stuff. Obviously, if you guys see my vlogs, you guys will see a lot of the stuff that I have done, but it's been a very good time. Also for concealer, I do the NARS Creamy Concealer, and then on the edges, I do the Anastasia one because this one's very, very intense. Also, if I look down, it's because I put my camera phone also on because I have no idea how this is gonna go. I don't have like a little mirror, so that's also why it's not ideal situation. But yes, like these last few months have been really fun. I feel like I've been going out the most these last few months, and I feel like obviously, especially now that the weather is a lot nicer, it just feels like so nice. I love living in California. I am not kidding y'all. Like, this is home. I love it here so much. I was born and raised here. I was actually born in East LA. I'm an LA girl, OG LA girl. Also, like I said, I'm not like a makeup person. If you're like, what the heck is she doing? Same, I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, it's been really fun. Again, I have like tons of vlogs if you guys want to see what I've been up to. I've been enjoying it in that way. I feel like this last few months have been like the best ones so far. I feel like I'm gonna wait and see how the rest of the year pans out because it's been a good time. I have no complaints. I feel like it's been the best. Generally so good. Obviously, I hate how I look right now because I have just concealer and foundations. I need to do my eyebrows off screen because your girl cannot see just lovely things for me. So yes, I will catch up with you guys in a bit. I did my best with brows. Brows are not my thing, but whatever. We're gonna continue on to eyeshadow. Also, I don't know if I said this is like a brow. This is very old. I'm already gonna hit pan with it. I've had this for years, so hopefully I'll be done with this. Then for eyes, I've had, again, this old Too Faced chocolate bar palette. This is the semi-sweet. I love this, but y'all, you'll see I only use like, I use this color and then like these two. So I'm terrible at makeup. But yes, getting into the nitty gritty of this update, and I look at my Notion and show you guys my goal tracker because again, I do my goals. So let's start with the first one. Read my Bible every night. I'm not gonna lie, did not do that at all. I read my Bible for sure every morning. I do like a quick devotional, just read like a Bible verse type of situation, like at least one, because I usually am, again, on the road, I go to work, all of that stuff. During my lunch breaks at work too, I do like a little devotional, whatever it's like on the Bible app. That's like at least for during the week, so like I can do that while like I'm at lunch. So I do read my Bible. It's just like I haven't had like an intentional at night to like wrap up the day type of situation. But that's something again that I do want to do. Like I need to focus on my relationship with God and like growing that and being like more intentional with that. I hate talking about this, but I'm gonna talk about it. Pay out my credit card. I have not. I thought I was gonna do it by this point, but I had a lot of more expenses come up and it added to it, which is not fun. Actually, we're gonna talk about this when I get to the last one because yeah, like I had so many like unexpected expenses come up. Technically not super like far off. I'm still in a decent place where like I'm not like, oh my gosh, like I'm freaking out about like money. Thank the Lord, because I would generally cry. I'm definitely not at the point where I thought would I be, so that is something that I'm gonna keep focusing on for the next quarter because I definitely need to make sure that like I'm taking care of that. That's just something I just don't want to be worried about, you know? it's just not fun to like think about that. Also, if you saw my last reset, I feel like this reset will be a little bit better because last reset I just failed all my goals completely, so yay for growth. So the next thing is go out at least once every week, and I will be glad to say that I did complete that. I'm so happy about that. I would say that I definitely put that into high gear past month. I honestly feel like, in like a good and bad way, I don't feel like I've been home at all, which again, like in a way I'm like, yay, like at least I'm getting out of the house, but in a way I'm like, oh shoot, like I should probably spend some time at home, which is interesting because I am like an introvert. I think I'm like more like an ambivert, where like sometimes I feel like extroverted but I can be introverted. I don't know. I will be glad to say that I've been doing a lot more stuff lately. Obviously I try to vlog as much as I can, but I also want to take like time off to just enjoy being in the moment. So there are times that I've been out and about that like I haven't vlogged, just because again, me wanted to be in the moment. Also, like I've mentioned, I am dating someone, and even though he's actually like super cool with me vlogging, I try not to vlog when we're on dates as often because I want to be in the moment with him, and he is cool with it. He'll be like, do you want to vlog this? And I'm like, no. Like sometimes I'll like take clips. There'll be like instances of like, oh, I'm at this cool place like eating, I'll vlog that, or like just to have a clip of that. But yeah, I usually try to be in the moment with him. So I'm glad to say that at least that is done. I'm so happy. I am just trying to be intentional with this as well. I will say I'm not good at it at all though. I did talk about this in one of my vlogs, but like I get really anxious when like things get out of my routine, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes going out too much does kind of like throw me off my routine and I get really anxious, which is something that again, personally, I just need to work on as like a person. So I will say it's sometimes really hard for me because then I'm like, no, my routine says I should do this thing or other. I'm working on like making sure that like everything is possible. I shouldn't freak out. I can do all of the things. I have like really weird like time, I don't know what it is. I am usually obnoxiously early to things because I feel like I usually have less time than I actually do, if that makes sense. So that's something just as a person I need to work on, because yeah, like I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I can't do like X, Y, and Z. I can only do one thing, which again isn't true at all. Sometimes I am able to do all the things, so that's something that I need to push myself on, because I do feel like that's how it happens in like normal life, where like I'll have plans but then I'm like, oh no, like I can't do it because I have to do this other thing and my day will be ruined. So yeah, we're working on it, but thankfully so far this time around we've been doing good. The next one is focus on nutrition. I am glad to say that I also did very well with this. I'm so happy for myself. Your girl's doing things. My local Nutri shop, I know that like it's like franchises, so my local franchise, I will say the owners are like MVPs because they do like challenges every like few months, which like anyone can join. What I love too is that they only measure your body fat or your muscle gain, so they don't look at like the weight number, which is very nice because again, muscle weighs more, but like you can be leaner, all that stuff. That's a whole other topic. But this time around they had a challenge, and I am glad to say that I finished in the top 5. Obviously I wish I was in the top 3, but like I was trying to figure out my nutrition at the start, because basically I had started out the challenge in a calorie deficit, but like halfway I switched into like more body recomp, which is a whole different thing. I was trying to focus more on like gaining muscle and losing body fat, which can be a little tough because you kind of have to be a little bit more precise with like your numbers and your macros and all that stuff. I will say that like I lost 3% of body fat and I gained muscle, so I'm very, very happy. I was honing in my nutrition. I was very happy like throughout like the time. Again, I'm not one to restrict. I was enjoying foods that I enjoy, making sure that I was eating my protein enough. Like that was like actually my only goal throughout the challenge. So I was like, am I meeting my protein? Like I wasn't really looking at exactly what I was eating. I was just like, as long as I've been getting my protein, I'm good. And again, that allowed me to enjoy foods that I still enjoy. So I'm also very happy to say that I accomplished this. The next one is to finish my nutrition certification, which I did. I'm so happy about. I'm gonna do mascara really quick. This is the Milk Kush mascara. I love this one. It goes on very wet, if that's like the best way I can explain it. So you do have to be very careful when applying it because it can get really like clumpy really quick. Also, yes, I'm using my phone as a mirror. I'm so happy to say that I finished my nutrition certification. That did take me a year. It was like a self-guided course. It was through Precision Nutrition. I feel like I always blend words together. I do say that the course is very interesting. You learn a lot, which again, I will say this every single time. Be careful who you guys listen to about food online. I know there's people that mean well. I know that there's people that are like normal people that lost weight and want to share their experiences. That's great, but like actual like food advice, please just listen to professionals. I can go on rant on this all the time, but it's like more complicated than you think. Obviously, like what works for one person may not work for another person, all of that stuff. So please just listen to professionals. Don't be afraid to ask people for their certifications. If you're like, what are they saying? All of that stuff. Make sure you're just taking care of yourself. But yeah, going back to my certification, I finished. I do want to start working on that a lot more because I feel like once I finished, I was just relieved and I was like, I'm done, cool. But I should definitely actually put it into practice. If you guys don't know, I do have my wellness channel. It is always linked down below, but I have not like uploaded an actual video in so long because again, I was waiting to be done, but then when I was done, I just was not thinking about it. So I definitely want to start making content for that. So if you guys have any like topics you guys want to hear about a little bit more, I obviously have some videos there already. I just have thoughts, but I obviously wanted to speak from a place of like actually having like my certification and just like I love having research. So those videos just take a while anyway to do because again, I'm like compiling research and I don't want to just say things for the sake of saying things. So yes, but that is done. So I'm so glad, like I'm so done. Next up is journal once a week. I will say that I did not do this. I didn't do this at all. I feel like journaling, I still love journaling. I feel like I would do that a lot more before, like I was more intentional, but something happened where like I was not doing it. So I feel like that's definitely something that I want to keep on for sure because I want to make sure to journal and just have my thoughts out of the way and like all of that stuff. So journaling is good. I love journaling, but I did not do that enough this time. For bronzer, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is in a color saddle. I love this so much. Like this has been a nice go-to bronzer for real. Also, again, I feel like this is when I look the most like crazy. I'm gonna blend everything out. Don't worry, final product will not like be like this. For the final thing, buy a vlogging camera. If you guys saw, I have a whole vlog on when I got the Sony CV-E10, which is what I'm filming with. But y'all, I actually mentioned this in my last reset. I wasn't planning to get this until this upcoming quarter because I was like, oh, I'm gonna have like a lot of my payments done. I have like enough like wiggle room to get it. If you guys saw, it's the vlog where I got the CVE10, which is what I'm filming with. Basically, I had the Canon G7X and I love the Canon G7X and I was like okay with continuing to use it till like I was done or until I was able to get this camera. But eventually there had been like already specks of dust within the lens because with the Canon G7X you cannot change the lens. Thankfully with the Sony one you can, which I feel like is a lifesaver because you can actually clean all of that in like the inside. But the Canon G7X you cannot. So there was already like specks of dust within it. So there had been like clips where like if you guys go see some of my blogs, especially like those outdoorsy ones like when I'm like at a theme park or something, you will see that like sometimes it will show up as a lens flare, which again as a lens flare it was annoying, but like I was like I can live with a lens flare, you know. However, I think it was like the final vlog that like broke me. It was like I went to Knott's. It definitely has to be the vlog before I get the CVE10 if you guys want to check it out. But basically I'm at Knott's and I can see the little like lens flare. I can see the little dot speck of dust. However, like a new little like piece of lint was in there. It kind of looked like a tiny hair and I was just like, are you kidding me? And there are clips where you can see them. Like I can see them because again, maybe it's because I was editing and I can like pick up on those things. But if you guys go and pay attention, you will be able to see them and it just bothered me so much. And obviously I tried to get it clean at actual Canon, but it was just like literally cleaning it was like the price of just getting a new camera. I tried Best Buy, but they actually told me no because I didn't have like whatever it's called, like a guarantee with them. So I was like, dang it, because I had bought it at Amazon. So I went to like an actual like camera shop and like the guy too was like, he was really nice, but he was like, look, I'm gonna be for real, it might cost you a lot to just get it clean. And like he wanted me to like leave a deposit obviously, and then he still had to ship it out and see if they could even clean it. So he was like, just get a new camera, like you're already gonna spend a couple hundred cleaning the Canon G7X, might as well just get a new one. Which is why I got the Sony CV10, which I love. I do want to make a whole review video just on this camera because it is also a lot. We're gonna talk about it soon. So that has been that. I finally got that camera, but that's where all my goals for this past quarter were. Also, I'm not gonna do finances as much anymore. I have been horrible. I'm not horrible. I've been keeping up with my finances. Obviously I know where everything is. For you guys that don't know, I've been using Mint for years. It was like a website, but like Inuit, who owns like Mint, they shuttered Mint and just put some of those features into Credit Karma, which like I guess like I get it. I feel like Credit Karma is a little bit more of like an important like platform for them, but at the same time it didn't have like all the features that I enjoyed from Mint. So I don't know, I still need to find something that I enjoy using. With Mint, everything was just there. Like I didn't have to do like any work. I just saw everything, saw where all my expenses were, my goals financially. I miss Mint. Please, Mint, they're not gonna bring it back, but I'm not gonna do finances just because one, I have not been like updating anything at all, but I have been keeping up. So there's that. For cheeks, I also have this Anastasia stick. I love this little stick. This is in the color Peachy Keen. I love it. So it's like a little stick and then it has like a brush at the end. So I do use both. Next up, I'm actually going to talk about books. I read a lot. In this quarter itself, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 books. And y'all, I love reading. Reading's great. For sure, my top books so far, I'm gonna read them. Obviously, I probably have to screenshot. I kind of actually liked all of the books. I feel like I'm gonna say what I don't like. I didn't like One Italian Summer. I feel like that book just kind of at one point just like aggravated me. Love from Scratch, I didn't even finish it. I just like, it wasn't even that it was bad. I don't know, like I just did not care for that book at all. Places We Never Been, I also didn't finish at all. Again, it was one of those books that I was like, I do not care about anything. This story is terrible. I did not like If Only I Had Told Her, which I feel like so many people hyped up this book, but I did not like it. And then a lot of the Goodreads reviews were actually negative as well. So I was like, okay, I feel seen. And someone did say, they're like, this feels like a 13-year-old wrote a Wattpad. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. I did not like that one at all. But everything else, I really, really enjoy. I feel like my top ones were definitely All the Bright Places, Hello, Goodbye, and Everything in Between. Today, Tonight, and Tomorrow was one of my absolute favorites, which now there's actually a sequel and I need to like put it on Libby or something because I need to read it. I did do like a whole little review on Saint Anything in one of my vlogs. I don't know which one, but I did talk a whole lot about that one. Betting on You as well, I talk about this in a blog. I just thought it was so cute. Yours Truly, I don't know if I talk about that one. That one's by Abby Jimenez, but I really, really enjoyed it. I do say that like the main character gets kind of annoying at some point. So Yours Truly was just really, really cute. Like I enjoyed it. I like read it super quick. It kind of doesn't make sense because like they're both doctors. So like they're like smart adults, you know? I feel like the story, maybe she didn't know where she was going with it at first because basically I already forgot the girl's name. The main girl, she's a doctor, she's shoo-in for a certain position, then a new doctor comes and he was already in that position at a different hospital, so he's kind of becoming like her competition, which I'm mentioning this because you would think that would be like a main plot point for their story, but no, they completely forget about this fact because very early on he tells her straight up like, no, I don't want this job at all, so forget about that point. And that's actually one of my issues with this book. I loved it, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, I had so much fun. But like these two characters are very good at communicating with each other like throughout the whole book. However, the main female character at one point, she misinterprets things and like believes them a fact, and I'm like, girl, what? They become a fake couple and it's a fun one, but like there's literally a point where he straight up tells her like, hey, I want to go on a real date with you, like an actual date, like not fake date or anything. He tells her straight up. And she's like, oh no, like I don't think he likes me. And I'm like, he's literally asking you on a real date. Like, girl, what is this? That made me very frustrated for a good chunk of the book because I was like, girl, he's literally telling you he likes you. What are you saying? And that happened a lot. Like for like the last half of the book was more of like the misunderstandings where he would definitely make a move, but she'll be like, oh no, he doesn't like me. He still likes his ex-girlfriend. And I was like, when has he indicated that to you? Like he's been very clear to you that you guys have feelings for each other. So I don't know. That was one of those things that also didn't make sense, that I was just like, come on guys, like we can do better. I still have my Old School Becca champagne pop and I'm gonna use it till it's completely gone. It's actually completely broken, so yay. That was a thing, miscommunication, but obviously they get together at the end. That's all that matters. And then going back to the whole like position she was vying for, I'm pretty sure the author just completely forgot about this plot point, because I feel like a more compelling story would have been like him telling her like, I don't want this job like at all, like, you know, and then them fake dating, and then like the main conflict could have been like, oh hey, they still chose him for the job even though he didn't want it. I feel like that would have been a really fun plot point, or like a kind of conflict, because it could have been like her being like, whoa, what the heck, like I thought I trusted you. I feel like the conflict that's in the book towards the end just didn't make sense to me. Like it was just all her that I was like, girl, come on. But yes, but they completely forget about the job thing, and I think the author, I feel like she forgot, because they have an epilogue and that's like the next time they mention it, and then the whole point is like, oh, the person that was in that position actually still didn't retire years later, he's still there. Weird. The last book I do want to talk about, which is the last one that I read, was I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. And one of the reasons I want to talk about this was that this book, I don't even know how to explain it. Did it trigger me? Yes. It like stressed me out a lot. I didn't know what to rate it. This particular template on Notion that I use, I'll link it down below. Basically you can give it like 5 stars. It's like a rating system with stars. Doesn't have half stars. I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. I had so many thoughts on this book because I just don't know exactly how I feel on it, because like I don't know if it like triggered stuff inside of me that I was like, oh shoot, I'm Mexican American, I was born here, my parents are Mexican though, and there are some things that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I understand why she's so stressed out because this is just like such a like Mexican way of thinking. But then there were some times that I was frustrated with the main character because I was like, you're also being unreasonable. I don't know, like there was a lot of thoughts in my head throughout this book. For setting spray, I'm gonna use the Urban Decay All Nighter. I love this one. I've had it for a while. But going back to the book, I don't know how I feel about this book because I don't know, like I just have a lot of thoughts. To finish off, I'm actually using my Merit lipstick. I freaking love this. It's in Tiger. I love Merit. I have really dry lips. I feel like they've been bothering me this whole video actually because I know that they just do not feel best. This is the only lipstick that I feel does not dry me out even more, so 10 out of 10, do recommend. I'm Not Your Mexican Daughter. I don't know how I feel about it. Like I said, there was parts that like I completely resonated with. Like I understood a lot of times Mexican parents mean well but don't realize that they're hindering their children. I do talk about this a little bit in my first early 30s diaries. I do want to make a whole video on like being a late bloomer and stuff because I do feel like this is something that I don't think they do on purpose. They just think they're being protective, but I don't think they realize that it hinders us. I don't know if it's because like personally connection, I was thinking too much about it, or if like it was a story itself. So I don't know how I feel about it. If you've read that book, let me know what you guys think about it. Especially if you're like Mexican, I would love to hear what you think because again, there were some things that like I completely can relate to. There was other things that I didn't relate to like at all. So I was like, okay, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that book. I didn't hate it. I don't know. Those were my book thoughts for this quarter. That is it for the final look as well. I do need to fix my bangs a little bit. You guys saw I cut my bangs a while ago and they're like in the ready like growing out. So I need to like trim them a little bit, but I need to style at least this side. This side's not cooperating right now. It's probably because I had it pinned up. Whatever. But yes, that is my quarterly reset. I mostly wanted just to go over the past things with you guys as well. Actually, I didn't mention this at all. My main goal for this upcoming quarter is actually language learning. I mentioned this before, but like I was learning Korean and honestly I need to get back to it. I have been getting back to it. Actually, that's what I wanted to say. I have been getting back to it. Like I've been like consistent. Y'all go to your local library and see what they offer with like your free library card because mine actually offers Mango languages for free, so I've been using that to learn Korean, but I'm also learning Japanese as well, so I'm learning them both at the same time, which can be a little challenging. I know more Korean, so I feel like in my head I'm translating everything to Korean first, so when I'm learning Japanese it's been a little bit difficult because I can't recall it as easily. And again, I already know Spanish and English fluently, so there's a lot in my head, but that's actually one of my main goals for this upcoming quarter. I just want to learn. I definitely want to focus on language learning. And that's also kind of it. I feel like I also don't want to overwhelm myself with too many things to do. Like I said, I had a pretty lengthy list. Thankfully, I did do a good chunk of it. But I feel like having so many things too has also been like a lot for me. Like I just need to focus on one thing and just be okay with that. So yeah, that is it for my quarterly reset. Again, I just wanted to catch up with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the look. Again, I'm not a makeup pro. I just do my makeup as I see fit. So I'll try to have everything linked down below if you guys are interested in any of these things. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I do all types of lifestyle videos. I obviously do these resets every now and then. I obviously do a lot of vlogs. So if you guys enjoy vlogs, obviously I go to Disney a lot because I have a pass. I also have an Odds pass. I did just get a Universal Studios pass as well because why not? But I also try to do other things. Actually, that should be one goal. Do things outside of that trio there. There was a few vlogs that I was like, I've been just showing Disneyland and I also just do the same things at Disneyland. So I need to branch out and do other things. So maybe this is gonna be the upcoming theme of this upcoming quarter. Just branch out. But if you guys are interested in that, make sure to subscribe and watch all my vlogs. Comment down below anything you've been doing this summer, things that you're trying to work on for this upcoming quarter, and all of that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys later. Bye!